All right, welcome to another day with Tony preparing for the LSAT for August 2021 using LSAT Max. I want to show you today some of the things that I did yesterday and what I expect to do today and maybe a little bit tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me in my journey to try to hit the highest score I can possibly hit on the LSAT. I don't know how high I'll get. I'm trying for the 170s. I got a long ways to go. I'm at the, high 140s or 150s right now because they say there's a 6 point spread. And I did hear from another tutor that the spread is 3 points one way or the other. So most people have a 3 point spread one way or the other that they will vary on any given test. So that means if I got a 152 and I was having a really good day, then I can expect that it could be as low as a 146. And, it also could be as high as a 155 if I wasn't having a good day. That would make sense. No, 152 to 149, right? Because it'll be 3 points low. Yeah. So 149 to 152 is kind of the range I'm in right now. And so I've got a long ways to go. A lot of work to do, enjoying the work. Uh, I will say that I wish I had been a part of more logical studies before I got to this point. I did take one class in philosophy called Philosophy and Logical Reasoning, something like that, the quarter right before this one. And man, I'm glad I took that because, and the math class that I took that preceded that also had some logic in it. And so I was able to do some logic there. That helped with like Venn diagrams and understanding what a syllogism is. So then when I got to my philosophy class, I was able to take that knowledge for myself and move it a little further down the road. And it also gave me exposure to all the different logical fallacies, which leads right into what we will study, what we studied yesterday and what we'll do a little bit more of today, which is errors of reasoning. So yesterday I did a tutoring session. We already discussed that yesterday because I did my video after the tutoring session. I also reviewed the rest of my test that I had done prior where I got the great 10 or 11 point uh, jump. So I finished reviewing that. And what I do with that is I look at the question, try to do it again before seeing the answer choices. And when I do that, I dictate over here on Word what it is that I think is the right answer and why I think it's the right answer. Then I look at the answer, and if it's the right answer that I got the second time through, great. If not, then I figure out what it is that I got wrong. And I try to keep a record of why I'm getting them wrong on this little spreadsheet here. Move myself aside a little bit so you can see what I'm basically doing is I'm trying to figure out why I'm getting the questions incorrect, and I'm writing down here what the reasons are. And it looks, the reason that these two are highlighted is because when I had my tutoring session, the tutor said these are the two that I can really actually address at this level. He says if you want to address this guy, this unable to conceptualize the argument, then that's further on down the road. So failing to read the answer choice fully, that one, because sometimes you're trying to do this efficiently, but there's that balance of efficiency um, and thoroughness, right? So when you're reading through the question, you're trying to conceptualize the argument or the set of facts, and then you're looking at the question stem and you're saying, okay, what kind of question am I dealing with here? And then you're reading through the answer choices. Some of these answer choices are long and twisted and really, put in your. I feel like those cartoons where the guy goes through the old washer wring out not squeegee, but it was like a roller, like two rollers right next to each other, and you would put your towel through that after you would do the manual washing machine or the older electric washing machines. And then after the thing was done, you would pull it out and you would run it through this crank that was two rollers that would spit the thing out really, it was basically the spin cycle, but done manually. And that's what I feel my brain is when you get to some of these answer choices where it's like it's so twisted. But some of them are the right. Some of those twisted ones are the right answer choices. So it's like, ah. Anyway, so you're dealing with all this, and you're dealing with this in a time frame of something like a minute and 30 seconds. Um, and man, I'm going to trail off again on that. The time frame per second isn't necessarily the right for every single question, because of some questions you can get them under time because they're of the easier ilk, or you understand that question type better. But it's just an average, right? So some of them are going to take longer, some of you can take less. That's clear, obviously. But as you're going through these more difficult ones, you're trying to do it efficiently, but you might miss just that one little detail that was the exact detail that you needed to pay attention to. Like, for instance, there's this question on the diagnostic test that I got wrong. Here's the diagnostic stuff. Uh, this is this answer, this one here. So number 19, I won't leave that there because it's pointless to read. That's really bad grammar from the dictation. So um, the question was essentially this: you had two speakers. One speaker said, "Hey, I should be able to smoke wherever I want. This government ban is useless, or doesn't obey libertarian principles." And the second speaker says, "Hey, but the government ban has only to do with public places." And in the first speaker's um, uh, talk or statement, they said um, that smoking only harms me, and the government shouldn't regulate something that only harms me. And then the second speaker says, hey, this government ban only applies to public places. Now, the answer choice I chose was the one that said, I think it was like a must be true question, and it was what do they disagree about? And it was what they disagreed about was whether the government should be able to regulate something that harms others, that you doing something that harms others. But I missed that one little piece in the first speaker's um, uh, statement, which caused me to choose the wrong answer choice. And so, anyway, the tutor says that this one is the easiest way to pick up 3 points. Try to read the answer choices more carefully, obviously. And then this failure to carefully identify the main point or conclusion and reflect upon the answer choices. So, one of my biggest, I think, obstacles at this point is, and it goes back to this idea I would have more logical training, more training in philosophy or logic before I got to this point. And that is that I'm having a really, maybe not a really tough time, but I don't feel that I'm super efficient and super proficient at diagnosing the argument conclusion, or finding the main point of a passage or a statement. If I can get that done, I think that I can improve my efficiency, or my efficiency and my accuracy quite a bit. So that's what the tutor recommended that I focus on, is those 2 points on logical reasoning. But he reiterated uh, his recommendation that I focus on logic games as being the place to pick up the easiest points. And that's true, because I didn't even get to the last game, the last test I did. I only did, actually, I only fully did 2 of them, and I really got the setup and made, I think, 2 questions out of the third one. So there's 4 logic games in any given logic game sections. I got to 2 of them, and the third one I only got 1 or 2 questions done that I actually was able to evaluate before I just started guessing B. Um, and so I will today carry on with errors of reasoning drills. That was yesterday. So today I'll carry on with errors of reasoning. I did let's see, I was doing their video yesterday when I left off, so it looks like I got 4 examples left. Um, and then we'll go to some questions, some drilling. They have this one's pretty cool, so let me just see if I can get the lesson out for this, because the lesson is pretty cool. Occasionally, when there's a big lesson that they're going to give you, like a sufficient and necessary or a question type one, they give you some cards. And I think this is what, I don't know what this checklist is going to be, but I'm not going to, well, okay, I'll click it now. This is a big reveal here. Oh, it looks like this is a podcast. So different kinds of flaws, and I don't know what that's all going to be about, but that's a different thing than I've seen before, this little check mark thing. So we've got two sets of cards, and we've got 100 errors in reasoning questions. 917 cards. Answer choice fallacies. Let's see what this is all about real quick here. Accepting a claim simply because advocates of an opposing claim have not adequately defended their view. Oh, whoops. Let's see. I wonder what you're trying to do. Answer choice fallacy. So this is, absence of evidence. Okay. So there's 917 of these cards. Wow. I wonder what for 917 cards, Jay, that could take a really, really, really long time to master all 900 of those. So unless they're like 2 plus 2 kind of, and that didn't seem that like that. It seemed like new information to me. So anyway, lots to do here. I will do as many of these errors and reasoning questions as I can until I reach 80% accuracy, and then I will move on to some logic games. I have a prep test Thursday, so tomorrow will be my last day to study before my next prep test, and I plan to focus my energies on picking up points in logic games. So after I finish this lesson, I'm going to hit some logic games today. Obviously, I would never get through these 917 cards today, so I'll probably go up to sometime in the afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock or so when I actually switch over to logic games. So that'll be my today. I hope this was helpful to you. If it wasn't, then let me know down in the comments what you would like me to talk about and what would be helpful for you to see. And if it was, then great, let me know that as well. And please like this video. Thank you, Julio, for continuing to follow. And I'll talk to you guys later. Press the LSAT. Oh, that's the wrong one.